start. Hello everyone. Thank you for joining this session. I hope that you will go out from this session with some thoughts, maybe some insights. Because for today we have special guests. The winner of the nomination Best Customer Solution, Vugar Jafarov, is here, the founder of the EOY payment system. I want to give you a short introduction of what is the nomination about, Best Customer Solution of EOY program. EOY Entrepreneur of the Year is 7th year launch in Azerbaijan, and it is launched for more than 35 years all over the world in more than 60 countries. And for the main idea of this program is listening and recognizing the success story of entrepreneurs. Because entrepreneurs are not just real ordinary people, they're really different. And I can say that for sure because of meeting with lots of them. And their mindset, their thoughts, they are different. It's fact.
Yeah, thank you.
So before giving floor to Vugar, I want to give floor to Medina. She's technical project manager of the EOY payment system, and then.
Thank you. So welcome everyone. My name is Medina, as I was already introduced. I'll just start with a couple of the facts about myself. So I did my Bachelor of Computer Science in Germany, and I worked for Nokia for 3.5 years. And I also had the chance to work in Tokyo for Nokia. So this is why I know from IT how broad it can be, that it's not restricted to one room and to one computer. And I hope that you have the same mindset. So today I'll tell you about the company in which I'm working since I came back to Baku. It's EOY. And now you can ask yourself, like, have you ever heard about EOY? To be honest, I'm sure that you are using it every day because we're processing the payments for Volt, Bolt, and many other customers which I'll just represent to you right now. First, couple of the facts about the company. It was founded in 2017. And we have a high-tech payment solution, so we're payment facilitators. We're aggregating the money and providing it to the banks. I'll tell you in more details if we'll have time at the end. And the third fact, very interesting fact, is that we're working with over than 450 brands across Azerbaijan. And among them, we have Volt, Bolt, Uber, so you have seen them for sure, as well as Tapas, Binas, Topaz. We also have, Bosas. We also have Yango, so some of the deliveries and hotels. Now moving forward to another facts about us, we have 4 major projects and 4 major products. One of them is the internet acquiring. So internet acquiring is e-commerce, so online payments. One of the real life examples is the payment proceed via the Volt or Bolt, so everyday usage. The second product is all-in-one. Why it's called all-in-one? Because you can pay in cash and also non-cash. So cash payments are proceed via the terminals. So for example, Express Pay, Million, Cash Pay. We also have non-cash payments. They are proceed via the mobile applications, the bank applications. Among them are ABB, Halk Bank, Pasha Bank, and any other banks which you know, and their mobile applications. Also, we have, by the way, the web services where we accept the payments, ePool, one of the examples. The third product is the link payment. As the name also, like, it's speaking about it like itself already. It's just a link. You click on the link. And after you clicked on the link, you are going to the payment page where some of the details are already filled for you, so it's very comfortable. Then you just proceed your payment. We are, by the way, the pioneers in online Apple Pay and Google Pay. We were the first who brought it to the market in Azerbaijan. So this is why you can pay there with the Apple Pay, with the Google Pay, foreign cards, Union Pay, JCB, Japanese cards. Also, we call it Link Payment Plus because we have the QR payments. So you have a static QR, you scan this QR, you go to the link, and you proceed the same payment as you can do it with the link. The fourth product is the Fast Invoice. So what is the Fast Invoice? For example, you are paying for your internet every month, right? And then you have to remember your ID, you have to go to some web pages to proceed this payment. Instead, our solution is that you get on the same date every month just an SMS notification with the link where you can process your payment. Or you get like an ID and you can go to the terminal and just input that there and pay for your internet. So I think I'm not going to take a lot of your time right now. I'll just give the word to Vugar so that he can proceed further.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. It's me. Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for coming. We just share some brief information about our company. If you're interested to know more, you can request, we can share the presentation of our company and you will know more, because now the main target is share the experience. That's why the information about the company very short. Okay, our today topic is from idea to infrastructure, and to turn any idea into real business, to increase the chances of the success, you need high intelligence. Not just IQ, it's also ability to think critically, plan and learn fast. That's why where we start, it's one of my favorite movie. Have anyone seen this movie? Please show hands up. Okay, only 1, 2, 3, 4. It's recommend, very good movie. And the main character started as a writer with book contract, but no progress. He has the wonderful ideas, but no discipline, no clarity, and no results. His life changed only when he takes the pills called NZT, a pill which instantly boosts his intelligence level and opens new opportunity. Of course, I'm not recommend you to take a pill to become smarter, because naturally this takes years, not seconds, to become smart. And in the movie, in the shortest way, in compressed way, we can see what could be happen if the intelligence expands. That's why I recommend this. In real life, you can achieve this transformation through discipline, through curiosity, to self-development. It doesn't happen easy as swallowing a pill, but you can be sure that effect and impact is real and measurable and life-changing. Okay, next example. Maybe you heard about this book, Martin Eden by Jack London. This more real example of transformation. In contrast with Limitless, the example is more real. Jack London showed a real human transformation. It's painful, it's slow, but genuine. The Martin is the main character in this book. He's a poor sailor, without money, with no education, and with no social connections. But through self-education, discipline, and hard work, he completely transformed himself as a famous writer. That's why I recommend this book for you if you're interested in transformation yourself. You don't need NZT, a pill from the movie, to become smart. You just need the learning, discipline, you need long-term commitment and studying. Upgrade your mind and you will feel the difference. The more intelligent you grow, the more opportunities you will be able to see, understand, and use. And before we continue, let's back on the previous slide. You can see the scale from the 60 to 100, and it's interesting for me that what do you think, where are you right now if we estimate your intelligence? You are on the struggling left side, or you're on high performance right side, or maybe you are in the middle, can someone tell me where you see yourself? Or I can point to someone. What do you think?
I think I'm in the middle, 80.
80, okay. Who else? Who think that he's above 90s? Do we have this type of students here? Who is brave here? Who is the cleverest? Who is the smartest one? Okay, who is the 85? What do you think? Okay, we have 85, 85, 85. Okay, how about 90s? Okay, 85, maybe 19? No? Maybe, okay. How about to check that? Please raise your hands who are use ChatGPT. Wow, very good. Okay, it's not negative, it's positive reaction. And I hope you have the login it version, yes, correct? And you have the save it chat, correct? Okay, I will ask you to do simple thing. Please type the text exactly in new chat, how it's shown on the screen. Use the language which you usually use when you chat with ChatGPT. Please, everybody, do it. And use exact each word. Maybe ChatGPT will resist because he will answer that I cannot be objective fully. Just answer, insist that I understand, please provide me the score. Let's have a winner here. Let's find the smartest one in the room.
This is the common question in interview.
Yeah, actually, it's my secret weapon on interview. Any progress? Is anybody get the result? Medina, will you help me to check the results? Okay. Who is ready? Who get the result?
You already have the result.
Okay, loudly, please.
No, but usually it gives like a range
R-
from which.
You can tell us the range, no problem. 90 to 95. Okay, who else?
Mine is 88.
Again, please. 88. Okay, good.
We have here from 90 to 95.
80 from 85 to 90.
Okay, good. Who else?
Nice.
94. I know that. The similar. 85, 95. Okay, it's very big range. Can you show me? It's new for me actually.
Nice.
85
Where is it? I can find it.
and
Okay. Oh, wonderful. I think you are the winner. Who else?
95 and 98.
Cool. Okay. Please. How about others? Why you keep silence? Okay, good. We have a lot of smart guys here. Okay. Cool. Usually, those who above 90s is the smallest group, and it's good that we have a lot of people here. But don't be upset, because it's not objective number. The idea of this experiment is not compare the intelligence. It's just a tool which we can use as a support to understand where we are at the moment, where we can start and how we can grow. You can use this data to better understand your weakness and your strength. You can check not only the number, you can check the report and ask question about the logic, how you get this score, why this score not higher, not less, what is the logic behind that. And you can ask the questions about how to improve, how to get more high score. You can ask about your personal goals. If you have some ideas for future, you can use this type of exercise to understand what you should develop to achieve your goals. And next time, if in future we will meet again, will be interesting to do the same, to make the same experiment and compare you grown or not. Because that's how we continue building our upgraded mind. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this experiment and it will support you in future. As Medina said, I check all the candidates on the interview. I ask the same question. I asked the ChatGPT about strong and weak side of my candidate, and I'm sure that it's true, because if I will ask the candidate, he will answer what he wants. But if I ask ChatGPT, he has the story of his request. He will tell me the weak side and strong side. And important point which you should know. You should know that everything is much more complex than you think. We have not so many boys in the room, but I am gonna ask, who like to play or watch football? Please raise your hands. Oh, not so many. How about others? Maybe you have what is your favorite clubs? Okay, Barcelona, we're not friends, okay. How about you? Oh, Hala Madrid, mi amigos. Okay. Okay, I will ask from the fan of football the question. What if somebody will provide you an offer to be the head coach of any football team, for example, Neftchi or any other club? You will be the head coach. Will you accept this offer? Sorry?
Of course I will accept this offer.
Really? You think you're ready, yeah? What's your name? Umut?
Yes.
I will remember you. Okay, what about you? Will you accept? Why not?
Because I have not that experience.
Oh, his answer, I think, is more correct. I will explain why. I've met a lot of people like the Umut who sincerely believe that if they will the coach of any football club, the team will be more successful. Despite, I'm sure that Umut hasn't big experience in coaching, or maybe he has.
I'm not coaching, but I watch football from like.
And you think that it's enough. Do you see that guy?
It's not enough, but it has some
Okay.
contribution to that.
Okay, I've seen also a lot of people in the stadium who shouting, play pass, play pass. He really think that the professional footballer on the stadium, on the field, don't know that they should play the pass. He think he give the good advice to him. Oh, coach maybe forgot to tell them that you should play the pass. Because it's good example of oversimplifying the complex things. Because it's not so easy as we think, actually. Okay, the next, I will explain why most of the people think that it's easy and think that if they're watching the football, it's enough. They think, oh, if I will be there, I will do it better. Because most of time we see only winners. We see only winners, not the full picture. We never see the 1,000 behind the winners who tried just as much and failures. On this slide, you see the people who achieving tremendous results, tremendous success. Between them, you can see the composers, inventors, athletes, artists. But we don't see the 1,000 behind them. We never see who worked just as hard, who believed just as strong, who sacrificed just as much, but never became famous, never built a unicorn, never reached the top. We never see that. This is why many students, when I talk to them, I see that they are ready to create the business, maybe between you, even someone who already started to create something. And they think, if I start a business, I will success too. But statistically, most will not because they're bad, but because they see only winners. We need to see the full picture to understand the difficulties and threats and risk and everything. Let's now talk about the unconscious behavior. Maybe you see this type of experiment on the internet. You see the girls. We follow others without noticing, and this is example. You see the girl in the elevator. She looks in correct direction, in direction of the elevator's door, but she sees that everybody else in the elevators facing opposite direction. And eventually she does the same, not because it makes sense, because everybody near does it. It's actually a problem. They copy what others do, follow habits, follow routines completely unconsciously. Those who notice inefficiencies, outdated processes, the problems in everyday life, the ones who can turn observation in the products, solution, and successful business. If you want to be the entrepreneur or the good expert, you should always notice what is wrong and what is outdated process, how to improve, and what is really worked bad. You always should think critically, not follow the others, not repeat what they do just because everybody do that. Maybe all of them is wrong. Maybe it's outdated tradition. The next interesting point, which is very important, I know a lot of people who failed in business because one of the biggest mistakes beginners make is jumping straight from the idea to execution. But you should understand this is a gap where real entrepreneurship actually happens. Good idea, it doesn't mean you should start your business. Because between this huge gap, a lot of things which entrepreneur must know. The project planning, market assessment, budgeting, P&L analysis, risk evaluation, resource planning. I don't know, maybe you never heard this terminology, but you should at least know what is it. Does anybody know what is P&L analysis? Oh, wonderful, one. How about the project planning, project? What is project? Okay, the same and additional. Okay, who can answer what is project? Who can explain us, please?
Project is a series of activities that has some goals, and it's generally project has some deadline. Let's say the start date and the finish date, and you do the activity to reach that objective.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Project is we have the operation and we have projects. Operation is repeated action, which we continue on daily basis, like brushing our teeth. But project is something what we planned as a product or as a service, and at the end of the project we get some product or some service, and we can measure that we are finished. That's a project. That's why I recommend to write or make a photo of this list and at least get some information and brief about these topics, okay? Because depend on this, it's defined whether your business will survive or die. Okay, when you ignore this gap, it's big possibilities that your business will fail. That's why I recommend that. What every beginner entrepreneur must know. Before starting doing something, I recommend to ask ChatGPT, research internet, use any other AI, use fundamental books about your goals, and understand what kind of information you should know to be successful in this area. On this slide, you see the list of areas entrepreneurs should be familiar with. It's not mandatory to know everything, to be expert in everything. It's impossible. But at least you should be familiar with, you should understand what's the responsibilities of each type or each point in this list. Maybe some of them, when you see that it's difficult for you, but you need to cover this gap, you can invite the other experts to attract the partners, hire someone who can fill this gap, who has this knowledge, and who will support you to reaching the goal. And some, for my opinion, more important points, because I think some skills are optional, but some skills are mandatory. You should at least, I will provide an example, for example, legal part. If you can't read the contract, when you start the business, you will sign the contract with clients, with partners. At least you should understand what is contract. You should understand that the terms in the contract, good for you or bad, is any risk there. If you start a business, you should know what is project management to plan your project, how you will launch your product, what is the phases there, what is the timeline, what is the risk, how many resources, how many money you need. The finance part, you need it to budgeting your project, budgeting your future operation to understand will you get the revenue or not. Because without planning, you will not have enough money and nobody believes in your project, nobody will support you. You should be expert in this area. About sales and marketing, some of you from the nature has the knowledge, from the nature can intuitively sell something. It's good because you can cover some of areas by your own life experience. Better to check everything, to read everything, to know how to do that, but you can, some areas you can cover intuitively. But project management and finance, and I advise you to make a research and study how to do that, okay? How much time we have? Who can? Okay. Little bit later, I will ask Medina to share with you more information about the payments, about how the payments happens. Because most of time, as I said before, we just follow what others do. We just make some actions and never think how it's happened. She will tell you about the process, but you can change the direction of the presentation. You can ask what's more interesting for you, what you want to do, and we have some time and we will try to answer on your questions, okay? My presentation for now is end, and if you have a questions, I will be happy to answer. Who has a question? Raise your hand, please.
Can I say something before?
Yes, of course.
Guys, I think it's a great opportunity for you because many times I get the questions like, why did I choose this company? So this is the company which was founded by 3 people, just a simple people, okay, which have a huge experience, which are very brave, and have an idea which they all believe together. So right now, you have a chance to think out of a sandbox and just ask the questions for your future, for your own experience, which will be very, very helpful, even though right now it seems to be like as a simple lecture about the company. But in front of you is the person who did it all together with his 2 friends. So don't lose this chance, okay? Just don't lose it.
Okay, until you think about the question, I will provide a good example about my co-founders. As I said before, entrepreneur, it's not mandatory to be expert in everything. I fill the gap with my partners. I covered the business part, support the project part, the sales part. The other, my co-founder partner, cover the IT part. He's our, at the same time, technical director. The other, my partner, responsible partly for finance, partly for operation, and we have the synergy in our knowledge. It supports us a lot to create the company. That's why in future, if you start something, you can do the same. You can find someone. If you have some idea which need development, you can find IT who can develop that. For example, you are good in business, or opposite, you are good in IT, but you don't know what market required. You can bring someone with business mind and tell that I can create something, I can program something, what I should do, and we can do it together to create any shared value business and get some money. Okay? Okay, question, please.
There was an idea of mine, which as a 4 students here, we started this idea a week ago, just and yesterday I saw that there is a newly coming, the same idea in the market. It's newly founded and newly developing the site. So what do you offer me to do, to develop more or give up?
Actually, the important part before doing something, because you're spending your time, you're spending your money, you're spending your energy, need to make market research to find the competitors or maybe someone who already did it before. He succeeded or failed, and you should understand the gaps in his model, or you should understand why they're successful. And you should borrow the knowledge and experience of them. And before doing something, I know that you already spent some energy. It's interesting for me. Have you did some budgeting, calculation, this business will bring the profit or not?
Not completely. We are 4 students and I am IT part. There is business part, there is some PM part, project management part, students. And we started and we did business research and we found 3 or 4 the same sites that failed. And there is this site that's newly coming. I don't know it's gonna be successful or not. We didn't do budgeting like in paper. We did like some brainstorming like that. That's all.
Okay. Did you find why they failed or not? What is the gap? What
yeah,
was
we
wrong?
found, and the gap was not doing more things in physical and not having a networking that to do the same.
Okay. Okay. At the moment, it will be difficult for me to deep inside any project. I can provide you now only basic recommendation. But if you think that your idea is really good and you want to discuss more, we can discuss later more deeply.
Yeah,
no problem.
I don't want to share the idea here.
With great pleasure. Actually, I have an idea. Maybe in future we can invite you, all of you, in our office. You will see how we work, feel the atmosphere. And it's very important because when we try to hire someone from ADA for internship, it was surprise for me that we received only a couple of the CVs, and interesting for me why. Because I recommend to all of you to start at least getting experience in any company, because the real experience in any office, in any company, it's not compared with the studying at university.
Yeah,
you need the practice. That's why it will be good to apply maybe to our company, maybe to other, and start working inside of the company to see it from inside, and you will understand more deep the process, how the company works. Okay?
Good idea.
Okay, question?
I have a personal question. I need advice. So every one of us have like skills, and I have one and I can make money from it. But after, just 2 to 3 months ago, I decided to change it from like it was video editing, and I'm still making lots of money from that. But I decided to change it from video editing to agriculture. But I'm still doing those jobs. But as much as I do that job, I get more opportunities from the jobs. They offer me another job, another thing, and I can make more money, but I lose the time that I can spend on agriculture on them, and I can't focus on agriculture. Do you think should I just give up all of them, all the video editing jobs, and start focusing on agriculture?
Actually, it's a difficult question. I will answer why. Because only you know what you really want. Now you have time to experiment, to try something new. If you feel that new area is more attractive and you will get the new experience from there, of course, I will recommend on the basic information which you provide to stop the video editing. Because if you already know how to do that, you can come back later. It's not a problem. Maybe you will lose some clients, but you can start it again. If you have the results, if you have the money, it means you are good in that. You can try something new because all of you is young, and try as much as you can to find what you need. And every new experience in new area will make you even stronger, even in video editing. It doesn't matter is agriculture or something else. When you will do something in agriculture, you will use your previous experience of all your life, including your video editing. Okay?
Yeah, as much as I work in video editing, I also go to studios, I record, and I also will need those skills in agriculture technologies. So I was just wondering, should I
Okay, I like you, man. Cool.
So my first job was as a math tutor, and I was always thinking like, will I really continue this job? Do I really want that? And then at some point I switched to the IT and started to work on it, and I was doing it parallel to just to understand what is more interesting, because from one side I was getting the money, from another side I was just inspired to learn it. And then I started to use the synergy of them, you know. I was using my math knowledges for my IT knowledges, and then I was improving IT knowing the math. And in addition to that, even right now, sometimes I feel like I have a job for my soul and I have a job for my brain. So this is how I'm just playing around them, and I'm using two things at the same time. And maybe at one point I'll just understand that something is more interesting for me and I'll invest more in that. But currently I'm just using one to improve the second one. So I think this is also an opportunity for you to use your video knowledges to improve your agriculture and just at some point do marketing for it. Maybe you will need that. You never know where you will need your skills, so never lose it and just do it so that you can combine it in parallel.
Even now, when the Medina started at Yig'in, my advice to her was not define exactly where she will work. I just told her that investigate everything and show us where you can be more efficient. Depend on that, we will decide how to use you better. It's like football team, we will decide she's forward, midfielder, defender, or goalkeeper. That's why try as much as you can, and you will understand that, okay? Any other question? Okay, please.
I'd like to hear your own personal experience on the further planning of startups. For example, my question is about the funding or some organizations that give extra support for students who want to build their startups, or give a chance for teams to compete maybe in competitions, startup competitions, so that they win and then they get funding or further support on the startup process.
I have bad news for you, because most of the people who starting the business, creating the startups, he expecting that someone will provide them funding. My advice that we live in the country where the startup it's not so popular, nobody believe in that, not in US, not in UK. That's why you should create some model which will work without funding. You should at least create something and show that it works. You have at least 1 or 2 clients. Show that it's a real model, and only after that someone will believe and support you. Before that, if they feel that you don't have enough experience, it will be difficult. It's reality of our country. That's why try to do something without support and then bring the investors. You will sell with higher price and you will increase the chance to attract the money. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Please.
I would like to ask. I would like to ask about your background. Like, are you a finance background person? Like, how did you come to this idea? Have you worked in a maybe like finance-related company?
Actually, it's long story.
Long story.
My background is petroleum engineering.
Okay.
I started from the State Oil Academy and master degree in Khazar. In parallel, at the same time, I studied the IT for myself. I created a big network. I sold the internet in the buildings. It was good time. And I have experience in a lot of different areas, in consulting, in HR, in security system, in internet providers. And I think that this type of experience helped me a lot to be successful, because every place where I came, I bring my previous experience. I worked for some payment companies, for telecom companies like Huawei, and all this experience in common support me in creating this business. Okay.
Great. And like now you're in a full-time yığım, or you also do other business, or
No,
maybe
only full-time yığım. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of potential projects which maybe in future I will do, but now I'm focused only on yığım. Every new idea I cut, because it will destroy my focus from the business.
Yes, I understand. Because sometimes I also have, like in my student life, I also have like a lot of things in my plate, and I couldn't do everything, and it becomes like less quality.
Yes, focus is very important. You should, because we have limited energy and time, and we should focus to get at least some result which we planned. Okay.
Thank you.
How you want to proceed? We can invite the Medina, or maybe you have more question. Do you want to know about the payments, how it happens? What is the bank processings? What's yes, Medina, if we have time. Thank you. Okay.
Just a second, so that later someone can hear me. Okay, great. We'll come to the previous slide later, but first let's concentrate on this. Imagine like a real life example, okay? You open your phone, you go to Wolt, and you want to order something. And then you come to the payment page. Now let's say you click on pay with the Apple Pay, right? Your request is sent to Wolt, which then sends this request to us, like to the adapter, and then we send it to the acquirings. In Azerbaijan, we have 9 processing centers. We're working with all of them, by the way. So it's like Azericard, Capital Bank, Halk Bank, and many more. So we send this request to the specific acquiring, and bank, so the acquiring is the bank, they send it to the network. So Visa and MasterCard network, if we're speaking about the card payments. If we dive deeply into the Apple Pay and Google Pay payments, they have like a token. Who knows what is the token? So, okay, so then you know that with the Apple Pay and Google Pay, you are basically using the tokens for the payments. And this is why afterwards, if you are paying with the Apple Pay and Google Pay, it's not sent to the Visa and MasterCard network, rather than it's sent to the BKM, which we also have like for the tokens, let's say. I'm not going to dive deep in that, but it's just a little bit difference between them. And then afterwards, after this network, it's sent to the issuer bank, which is identifying, is everything okay with the card? Like, is it expired? Do you have enough money? Is it stolen? Is it working? And then if the issuer bank is sending okay back on the road, as you can see, so from the issuer bank, you come to the card network, and then it gets okay there. After that, it sends the request to the processing center or the acquiring bank, which also receives an okay. And then this OK is just forwarded to us, and then from us, it's forwarded to the vault. So let's say we have a chain, okay? So you know the blockchain, right? So it's basically the same principle because everyone has this request. Everyone is shared with this request, and until the moment everyone says okay with the transaction, it's not going to be proceed. And by the way, I'm just telling it so long, but imagine that it's happening in milliseconds. Like you are just trying to pay with the Apple Pay. How many seconds did you wait when you were paying through the vault? So anybody? Just like 2 seconds, right? Like not longer. So this whole chain is happening in 2 seconds. We're sending it fast to the bank, then to the network, then to issuer bank, and the force back to the merchant itself. And then to you, of course, to proceed your payment. Now, regarding the payments, we have actually like some phases which the payment is going through. For example, first, if you are paying, it's not actually like completely taken from your account. Fun fact, it's still on your account. It's just blocked. For example, you have on your account 100 manats, right? Then I hide from you your payment, let's say 20 manats check. I'm just hiding this 20 manats. You see only 80, but actually it's in your, let's say like an account. It's not moved anywhere. So we call it authorization. First, when you make a payment, it's in the status of authorization. Afterwards, depending on the merchant, so let's say Walt, if they delivered to you and you received everything, then they capture your payment. Capture means that your payment is taken now from your account. You don't have this money anymore. And now the thing is that how many times did you order the taxi and canceled that? So did the money come back fast? So this is why, because it's not taken from your account in the first stage, it's just blocked there. So this is why to open to you that, oh, you still have this 20 minutes, it's very easy. But if it was captured, let's say, when did you, for example, buy last time at the shop something and then return it? So how many days did it last for you to get your money back? Again, please?
7 to 14 days they can return.
Yeah, depending on the bank, like it's from 5 work days to sometimes 30 work days. You never know, it depends on the bank. But it lasts couple of the days, right? Because this amount was already taken from your account. So this is why it's not that easy to return it to you back. And now afterwards, let's say this money, so the question is where is it, right? First, it's actually at the issuer bank. So the acquiring bank doesn't have this money. Depending on the bank policy of the closing of the day or the end of the day, they'll just send this money, so the issuer bank will send it to the acquiring bank. And then acquiring bank is responsible for sending this money to us, and then we are the responsible people to send it to the merchant. So again, we're passing through the chain even when we're just transferring the payments, not while just processing the payments. Now, any questions here, by the way? Yeah, please?
The last one, I guess,
Sorry.
issuing bank, right?
Yes.
Like, what's the example? Is that all banks that you know?
Sorry, yeah, I skipped that detail. So let's say I have ABB card, right? ABB has a processing, which is other card. ABB is the issuer bank because my card is actually was created by ABB bank. Processing is other card. It can be actually the different processing. For example, I have Rabita, right? And then the processing for it can be other card. So it can be always the different processing, but the issuer bank is always the one who issued this card, okay? Any other questions? Yes? I'm very, very sorry. Could you start from the start?
For example, I bought something from Volt.
Yes.
It sent money to you, and later to Champagne.
So we send it to the acquiring, and then it sends to the network, and then it sends to the issuer bank.
And it sent directly to the bank, not you. Why you need doing the middle process?
Why do you need us? Okay, good question. Actually, my favorite question, to be honest, because with all the merchant, this question appears. Let's say I'm Volt, I want to integrate with all 9 processings, right? Then I have to take like a huge papers, like over 40 pages, go to each bank, sign these papers with them, have a contract with all 9 banks, and then at the end of the day, I also have to make a reconciliation, which is like If I have 20 minutes for the payments, they should also have 20 minutes. And then we have to do the reconciliation. So I have to do also all 9 reconciliations with all the banks. Additionally, if I want to add any functionality, let's say I want to pay now with Union Pay, right? Which is China cards. And then Azeri card is saying, oh, I don't have this functionality. Then we'll have to go to another bank and say, hey guys, I want this, do you have this? So instead of doing all these things, it's us who is between them, and we're connecting with one integration to all existing processings. Additionally, we provide all the services available for the payments, and moreover, we do the reconciliation for them, and if they need some, let's say, adjustments in their system, as in, I don't know, I had red logo, now I want to have a green logo. Bank will process that in 1 month or 2 months, because bank is a huge organization with a lot of tasks. For us, it's just a merchant, which we can, of course, like, let's say, do this thing for them. So this is why with us, they get that what they want much faster than they do it with the bank. So any questions to that? Okay, good. Any other questions? Yes? So again, please.
Are there any similar competitors in the field?
Of course, actually, it's a normal thing. In each market, you always have a competitors, but it's always the question about what is your principle, why are you working? So we are working to be the ones who implement everything first. If someone copies from us, it's not our problem. So, any other questions? Yes?
Can you simply explain what's token? Because I don't know.
Okay, let's say, what is your name? Nazrin. Let's say your name is Nazrin. How the parents are calling you? Probably a little bit different, right? Yeah, so Nazi is your token, because at home, it's your token. This is how you get called at home. And outside of it, it's your name. Now coming back to the principle. So let's say you have a card, right? You have a code of the card. And now going to the network, you don't want to show this code, like the numbers which you have. You want to hide it. For that, you tokenize it. So it means that I call it differently, so that when it goes out of the house, as you do, it's called differently. Any questions here? Okay, you're welcome. Any other questions? Ah, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I have 2 questions. So basically, when we use Apple Pay, we usually pay for the fee of the Apple Pay.
Yeah, of course.
So why does it happen?
Why do you pay for the fee? Yeah. Okay, so imagine we have this chain, right? Everyone wants to earn money. So everybody is interested of getting something. Acquiring is doing for us the processing of the money. It's giving this to someone else. And also, if we think about it in the technical terms, we have a data server, right? And then from this, I'm sending the request to another data server. It's also a cost for my data server. This is why they definitely have to take some commissions. And on top of this, they are also taking some commissions to earn something. The same is for Apple Pay, Google Pay, and we can't go directly to Apple Pay, Google Pay servers. It's not allowed. Like in these cases, you have to go to the acquiring to go there. So this is why like they're also taking some fees.
Okay.
Second question?
The second question is, how do you benefit of it? For example, if I take a WePower from here,
Yes.
I pay the deposit money, like 3.5.
Yes, I know.
But how do you benefit it? Like, okay, you are the middleman. You're like, there's literally like a
Yeah.
even payment.
Okay.
How do you earn? Like, what is your percentage from here?
Okay, so good question. Let me explain on the example of the restaurant, right? You have a waiter, right? How he benefits. He gets some tips for his service. The same is with us. We take the percentage which we have to pay, we add on top of it something to earn, and then we suggest it to the customers, so the merchants. And then we get from them something, we take our commissions, and bank takes its own commissions.
So basically it's hidden from us. We don't, for example, if we take WePower, it's written like 3.5, as I said before.
No, it's not something what we take from you directly. We take it from merchant. And the merchant decides to take from you or to pay himself. It's everything on their own decisions. Any other questions? Okay, just as a last suggestion, to be honest. So I worked in IT sphere. I don't know if you all studied the computer science or something similar to this, But I'll just suggest you never close yourself into some like borders that, oh, IT is something to program and something else. It's actually very large and you can do a lot of stuff. So you can always choose something else to try. Just try to, try not to restrict yourself inside of the borders of one room, okay? Thank you. I'm done. Thanks.
QR.
Ah, yeah. Guys, so I think it will be very interesting for you to see some interviews. You can scan the QR, and with that QR, you'll just land in some of our social media accounts. Just follow, like, and comment. Direct way to the heaven, by the way.
Okay, thank you, all of you. It was nice to meet you. I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you.
Самое главное впереди сидели.